Archangel Michael's urgent message for June 3rd. Prepare for the unexpected. Watch now or skip at your own risk. June 3rd is not an ordinary date. It is divinely marked in the records of heaven. This is not the calendar of man. This is heaven's timeline intersecting with yours. While the world sleeps in patterns and distractions, a line has been drawn in the spirit. The date has been etched in divine ink, and June 3rd now stands as a beacon, a spiritual marker that demands awareness, not apathy. Archangel Michael steps forward not with suggestion, but with urgency, with the sound of heaven's trumpet pressing against time itself. There is a sudden energetic shift approaching. It will not wait for your convenience. It will not knock gently. It will surge. And those who are spiritually blind will call it coincidence. Those who are unprepared will feel disrupted. But those who are obedient, those who are alert, those who are awake in the spirit, will discern it as a divine invasion, a sacred interruption, a holy routing. This message is not for everyone. No, this message is not for the lukewarm. This message is not for the curious. It is not for those passing through for entertainment or ego. This message is for the spiritually sensitive, the ones who hear the whispers behind the wind, the ones who feel the weight of divine timing pressing into their chest. It is for you, if your spirit stirs even now as you hear these words. If you are still, if you are quiet, if you are obedient, you will hear the voice within the message. A voice not of man but of divine instruction. You will not merely listen with your ears, you will perceive with your spirit. Because heaven doesn't speak to flesh, heaven speaks to obedience. You are not being casually notified. You are being summoned. Summoned to prepare, to reposition, to stand in divine readiness. For before exposure comes alignment. Before revelation comes warning. The Spirit of the Lord is saying, get into place. Not later. Now. Skipping this may cost more than you see. The cost is not in the now. It is in what you were meant to avoid. What you were meant to receive. The delay, the confusion, the sabotage waiting on the other side of disobedience. It's real. And it's watching. This message carries weight. The kind of weight that shifts timelines, that blocks enemy access, that reroutes entire life paths. You are not here by accident. Your screen, your phone, this moment, it has been chosen to interrupt you. Something is approaching that will not knock twice. The trumpet does not blow forever. It sounds once, and those who heed it are shielded. Those who delay it are exposed. And I'll prepare your mind, prepare your house, prepare your spirit, because exposure is coming, and you were called to be on the right side of it. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Archangel Michael now declares, this hour, this exact moment, has been divinely selected. Do not doubt it. It has not arrived by luck. It has not come as a coincidence. It has been chosen, handpicked by the Most High, marked in heaven's calendar long before you ever circled this date on earth. This moment carries the weight of something greater than your understanding. And now, the announcement goes forth. Heaven is interrupting the flow of your life. Yes, the interruption has begun. It will not always look like chaos. It may come in the silence. It may come in a shift of someone's tone. It may come in the middle of your scroll, your routine, your rest. But make no mistake, the natural rhythm is being paused by supernatural hands. And this is your divine alert. Within hours, not days, something hidden will begin to stir. It will not announce itself. It will not come with a banner, but the spiritually sensitive will feel the tremble. You may suddenly feel anxious without reason, a tightness in your chest, a flicker of insight that you can't explain. That is not anxiety. That is discernment. That is the Spirit waking up your senses because heaven needs you present. You are not here by accident. Do you hear me clearly? You are not scrolling randomly. You are not watching by mistake. You were summoned. You were located. You were called out of the crowd to hear what others will ignore. Heaven is sending out a vibration, a frequency, and only those whose spirits are tuned in will catch it. And you had heard it. You have felt the pulse in your soul, that inner knowing, that subtle but unshakable sense that something is coming. You've looked around and sensed it in the eyes of others. You've seen the sudden pulling away, the shift in energy, the sudden withdrawal or the eerie silence of someone close. Something is brewing, but it's not human. It's heavenly interference. Archangel Michael says this hour is not ordinary. This hour is a test, and within the next 2 hours, your discernment will be measured, tested, and tracked. Heaven is watching your posture, not your pace, not your productivity, not your perfection. Your posture, your stance in the Spirit is being examined. Will you panic or will you pray? Will you react or will you rest? There are divine eyes on you now. The host of heaven is watching. The cloud of witnesses. The angelic battalion of light. And yes, the enemy is watching too. Because when heaven marks a moment, hell notices the glow. And right now, you are glowing. You have been spiritually highlighted. Not for harm, but for instruction. Not for destruction, but for development. And yet, the temptation will come, the temptation to dismiss this, to click away, to go back to what's easy. But hear this now. Your obedience in the next few hours will shape what opens for you in the next few months. This is not fear. This is awareness. The enemy thrives where believers sleep. But you have been shaken awake. You are being spiritually located, says Archangel Michael. That means heaven is assigning angels to where you are. Not just for comfort, for instructions, for assignments. There is something specific you must do. Somewhere specific you must not go. Someone specific you must observe in silence. There is a divine location system in operation. Heaven is not just seeing you. Heaven is strategizing through you. That means you cannot afford to move on impulse. Your thoughts must be filtered. Your words must be few. Your actions must be sacred. Because every moment from now until the shift begins is part of a divine countdown. Archangel Michael is not here as a gentle reminder. He stands now as a heavenly commander. Sword in hand. Shield raised. Voice like thunder rolling through the spirit realm. And his word is clear: prepare, watch it, and remain hidden in obedience. This message is both a warning and a weapon. It's a shield if you receive it. It's a sword if you wield it. But it is a judgment if you ignore it. Not because heaven is cruel, but because the enemy will move where obedience is absent. So what must you do? Be still. Be watchful. Be silent in spirit and loud in faith. In the next 2 hours, resist the distraction. Resist the false urgency of your flesh. Something holy is happening within you, and if you're not careful, you'll miss it chasing shadows. God, Michael, and the unseen forces of light are pressing in. Heaven has been low. A wind is speaking. The hour is ripe. and the next phase of your life demands that you treat this hour like sacred ground. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. There is someone around you. They've changed. You feel it. You sense it. Their words are few, but their eyes are full of something unspoken. There's a mystery pressing into your atmosphere, a heaviness that doesn't match the moment, and you've tried to shake it off. You've tried to ignore it. But the truth is, your spirit knows what your mind hasn't yet put into words. Something is off. Someone is off. A silent shift has taken place behind your back, and heaven is uncovering it. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. There has been an assignment of emotional confusion released against the chosen, and you are one of them. You've been feeling uneasy, disoriented, even vulnerable. And what frustrates you is that it doesn't make sense on the surface. But that's because it's not natural. It's spiritual. This is not just emotional. It's a disruption from an unseen realm. It's a tremor in the spirit sent to shake your footing and distort your clarity. There's someone watching you but not in love. They've been present but misaligned. Close in proximity, but distant in spirit. Their motives have shifted. They are no longer inspired. They are intimidated. They once admired your light, but now your glow has exposed their own shadows. And instead of seeking healing, they've chosen jealousy. They've chosen silence. They've chosen distance wrapped in pretense. You not call yourself paranoid. That is the enemy's favorite accusation to discredit spiritual discernment. No, you are not paranoid. You are perceiving. Your inner alarm is not dysfunction. It is divine defense. The Holy Spirit has heightened your senses, and what others dismiss as imagination is actually prophetic perception. Yes, someone around you has changed. They smile, but their spirit is disconnected. They talk, but their energy is off. You've picked up on their hesitation, the subtle withdrawal, the invisible wall they put up when you speak. And you've asked yourself, what did I do? But child of God, this is not about what you did. It's about who you are. They sense your elevation, and they don't understand it. They see your quiet transformation, but they can't trace the source. Your silence has confused them. Your peace has offended them. Because your peace wasn't purchased in public, it was forged in private. While they were loud in bitterness, you were silent in surrender. While they sought attention, you sought alignment. And now, something has shifted. But this shift is not accidental, it is intentional. Heaven is allowing the masks to slip. Heaven is allowing strange behavior so that your discernment is trained. Archangel Michael says, you must not react in the flesh. This is a spiritual unveiling, not a personal conflict. It's emotional, yes, but it's more than that. It's a spiritual tactic of disruption. The enemy knows he cannot block what God has already declared, so he tries to distract what God is developing. Confusion is his currency, but discernment is your weapon. This emotional imbalance you've been sensing isn't your fault. It's the sound of divine exposure coming closer. God is pulling the veil. The performance is ending, and you will soon see clearly what hath been hidden in smiles and half-truths. But this exposure is not about revenge. It's about revelation, so that you no longer waste emotional energy on people who are not aligned with your next. This is mercy disguised as mystery. This is protection dressed in disruption. And if you handle it correctly, you will be elevated without explanation. So what must you do? Step back. Stay silent. Let the Spirit reveal. You don't need confrontation. You need clarity. You don't need to match energy. You need to maintain peace. Because peace is your shield, and silence is your strategy. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are spiritually alive, and the enemy hates it. He hates that your ears are open. He hates that your spirit is still. He hates that heaven is speaking, and you are listening. Prepare for the divine spotlight. Prepare for conversations to shift. For certain names to come up in dreams. For odd patterns to reveal deeper plots. Because when God decides to show you the truth, He shows you everything. And when that moment comes, you will not be surprised, because your spirit already knew. Now hear this final word from Michael in this moment. This is not emotional chaos. This is spiritual correction. Stay grounded, for the unveiling is holy. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Make sure to subscribe for exclusive revelations, weekly prophetic guidance, and powerful insight you won't find anywhere else. Type I receive in the comments if you feel this confirmation in your spirit. Blessing code 777 has just been released into your life. Hear now, and hear with spiritual ears, the confusion you've been walking through, the conflict that seems to stir from nowhere, the tension that arrives in conversations and atmospheres that once felt safe. It is not a coincidence. It is not your imagination. It is not a relational misunderstanding. It is a targeted spiritual warfare, and you have been caught in the center because of who you are, because of what you carry, because of the mark heaven has placed upon your life. This is not a normal fight. This is not about emotions, misunderstandings, or human disagreements. This is war in the unseen realm, and Archangel Michael has stepped forward to frame it properly for you, because misdiagnosed battles lead to defeated warriors. Listen closely. You are chosen. And because you are chosen, you are attacked. Yes, you have been marked, not for destruction but for demonstration. And wherever there is divine selection, there will always be satanic resistance. The enemy is not fighting you over where you've been. He's fighting you over where you're going. He's not threatened by your history. He's terrified of your destiny. So now, every strange encounter you've been facing, that odd energy from someone close, the sudden misunderstanding, the emotional confusion that makes no logical sense, it all echoes something deeper. Each moment is carrying a spiritual residue. Something ancient, something sacred, something certitude. You are walking through spaces right now where the atmosphere is reacting to your anointing. You are not crazy. You are spiritually influential, and even the realm of darkness has taken notice. But here is what Archangel Michael wants you to understand. Heaven is not testing your feelings. Heaven is testing your response. Do not fall for the trap of emotional retaliation. Do not lower your spiritual authority to match carnal confusion. This is not about being right. It's about remaining righteous. You're being measured for favor, not for facts. The spiritual realm does not reward who wins the argument. It rewards who carries the posture of obedience. This is not weakness. This is warfare protocol. You have been promoted spiritually, and with that promotion comes an upgrade in what you must ignore, in how you must respond, in what you must release. That frustration you feel isn't failure, it's formation. It's heaven strengthening your discernment, shaping your spiritual muscle, sharpening your divine instinct. You must understand, heaven is watching you under pressure. Angels are standing beside you not to remove the tension, but to record your reaction. Your next level is not tied to a louder voice, but to a quieter spirit. The louder they get, the more still you must become. The more chaotic it gets outside, the more focused you must be inside. Archangel Michael declares, the war is not over your past. The war is over your purpose. The enemy does not care what you come through. He's terrified of what you're about to walk into. Your current conflict is proof that a door is near. The warfare is heavy not because you're weak, but because you're standing on the threshold of something sacred. And here's the revelation. Divine surveillance is active now. Yes, right now, you are being spiritually observed, not to be judged but to be positioned. Heaven is taking notes on how you respond, how you rest, how you refuse to retaliate. You are passing a test that your future self will thank you for. You are carrying the weight of a shift that hasn't yet been revealed publicly. But do not mistake silence for abandonment. You are not alone. You are not walking through this fire without help. Archangel Michael stands near. The host of heaven surrounds you. Angels are encamped around you, defending your name, protecting your path, and preparing to reverse what the enemy meant for harm. And so, here is what you must remember. Your silence is not surrender. It is strategy. This conflict is not personal. It's prophetic. It's a divine setup for public favor. What feels like rejection is often just redirection. What feels like betrayal is actually your spiritual promotion in disguise. Heaven will allow certain hearts to turn cold so you won't lean on them in the next season. You're being cut off to be carried forward. So now, child of God, stand your ground in the Spirit. Refuse the bait. Ignore the noise. Watch and pray. Fast if led. Speak only what the Spirit gives you. And never explain your silence. It's part of heaven's strategy. This conflict is framed in light now. And you will see it for what it is, a spiritual test, a divine refinement, a holy setup. Type I am focused in the comments if you receive this word. Lesson code 1441 is now being released upon your household. Prepare yourself now. What had been rumbling beneath the surface is about to rise. Archangel Michael sounds the alarm. Within the next 72 hours, the temperature of your atmosphere will shift. Something is going to escalate quickly. A conversation, a confrontation, a revelation, whatever it is, it will not be delayed any longer. The hand of heaven has pulled back the curtain, and now what's been hidden must be revealed. There is someone around you. They are planning something. Their smile conceals a motive. Their presence is not accidental. They have observed your life, studied your movements, and quietly set a course that is designed to disorient you. Whether out of jealousy, confusion, or manipulation, they are preparing a move against you. But listen closely, heaven is not caught off guard. And now you are being given divine intel before the attack even begins. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity and power. What they've plotted will fall. But your eyes must be open. This is not a time for spiritual sleepwalking. This is not a time to assume that peace means safety. Sometimes the silence before a storm is just the pause before everything changes. You will not hear this in the natural. You will not receive a text, a warning, or an alert. But your dreams, yes, your dreams, they are not ordinary anymore. You've noticed the shift already. You've begun to see strange images, conversations, warnings. You've awakened in the night, sensing something was near. This is not your mind wandering. This is heaven whispering. God is sending you clues, but they are subtle. Subtle impressions, slight feelings, brief delays, sudden hesitations. Pay attention. The Spirit is not loud right now. He is surgical, specific, precise. And your discernment must not be distracted by the noise of the world. In the next few days, there will be a moment, a key moment, where someone's true nature will be revealed. Their mask will slip. Their energy will expose what their words have hidden. You may hear something by accident. You may stumble across information you weren't meant to see. It will feel random, but it is not. It is divine orchestration. Heaven has decided that you must know what has been happening behind closed doors. But hear this with wisdom. What is revealed is not for you to react. It is for you to realign. God is not showing you so you can fight. He is showing you so you can step back. This is not your battle. This is heaven's courtroom in session. Archangel Michael commands, stay alert. Stay pure. Stay still. You are not being exposed. You are being equipped. You are being given advanced sight. This is the gift of discernment, and it is falling on you now like a mantle. You are beginning to see through spiritual eyes. You are hearing what is not being said. And if you steward this correctly, it will elevate you beyond their reach. Be prepared. Someone is preparing to confront you. But they are not coming in truth. They are coming in disguise. They want to twist the narrative, to shift the blame, to sow confusion into your peace. But you will not be shaken, because your peace is not rooted in people. Your peace is protected by heaven. Michael whispers, do not fear their words. I will expose their lies. Heaven is positioning you to respond with wisdom, not emotion. In the face of accusation, be calm. In the face of manipulation, be silent. In the presence of deception, be still. You do not need to explain. You do not need to argue. You do not need to convince. God is your defender. Let him speak for you. And understand this. You are currently standing in the eye of a divine disruption. You are in the center of something sacred and shaking. On the outside, things may seem normal. But in the spirit, the winds are shifting and everything is about to be rearranged. This escalation is not designed to destroy you. It's designed to deliver you, to break the final chain, to unmask the hidden threat, to position you for the next level. Every storm that comes now is not to sink your ship. It's to expose the snakes on board. Archangel Michael declares, your radar must remain clean. Do not clutter it with distraction, doubt, or false comfort. You cannot afford to be spiritually numb. You cannot afford to ignore the signs. Stay in prayer. Stay under the covering. Fast if the Spirit leads you. Journal what you dream. Write down what you sense. Because you are not just hearing. You are being trained. Do not look to people for clarity. Look to the Spirit. Do not search for signs in the natural. Pay attention to what stirs your spirit. Because heaven is speaking, and those who hear now will be protected from what comes next. This is your warning, but it is also your protection. The trap set against you will be revealed before it is triggered. And when that moment comes, you will not stumble, you will stand. You will walk away covered, elevated, and divinely defended. Type I am protected in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4411 is now encircling your path. Prepare yourself now. What hath been rumbling beneath the surface is about to rise. Archangel Michael sounds the alarm. Within the next 72 hours, the temperature of your atmosphere will shift. Something is going to escalate quickly. A conversation, a confrontation, a revelation Whatever it is, it will not be delayed any longer. The hand of heaven has pulled back the curtain, and now what's been hidden must be revealed. There is someone around you. They are planning something. Their smile conceals a motive. Their presence is not accidental. They have observed your life, studied your movements, and quietly set a course that is designed to disorient you. Whether out of jealousy, confusion, or manipulation, they are preparing a move against you. But listen closely, heaven is not caught off guard. And now you are being given divine intel before the attack even begins. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity and power. What they've plotted will fall, but your eyes must be open. This is not a time for spiritual sleepwalking. This is not a time to assume that peace means safety. Sometimes the silence before a storm is just the pause before everything changes. You will not hear this in the natural. You will not receive a text, a warning, or an alert. But your dreams, yes, your dreams, they are not ordinary anymore. You've noticed the shift already. You've begun to see strange images, conversations, warnings. You've awakened in the night, sensing something was near. This is not your mind wandering. This is heaven whispering. God is sending you clues, but they are subtle. Subtle impressions, slight feelings, brief delays, sudden hesitations. Pay attention. The Spirit is not loud right now. He is surgical, specific, precise, and your discernment must not be distracted by the noise of the world. In the next few days, there will be a moment, a key moment, where someone's true nature will be revealed. Their mask will slip. Their energy will expose what their words have hidden. You may hear something by accident. You may stumble across information you weren't meant to see. It will feel random, but it is not. It is divine orchestration. Heaven has decided that you must know what has been happening behind closed doors. But hear this with wisdom. What is revealed is not for you to react. It is for you to realign. God is not showing you so you can fight. He is showing you so you can step back. This is not your battle. This is heaven's courtroom in session. Archangel Michael commands, stay alert, stay pure, stay still. You are not being exposed. You are being equipped. You are being given advanced sight. This is the gift of discernment, and it is falling on you now like a mantle. You are beginning to see through spiritual eyes. You are hearing what is not being said, and if you steward this correctly, it will elevate you beyond their reach. Be prepared. Someone is preparing to confront you. But they are not coming in truth. They are coming in disguise. They want to twist the narrative, to shift the blame, to sow confusion into your peace. But you will not be shaken, because your peace is not rooted in people. Your peace is protected by heaven. Michael whispers, do not fear their words. I will expose their lies. Heaven is positioning you to respond with wisdom, not emotion. In the face of accusation, be calm. In the face of manipulation, be silent. In the presence of deception, be still. You do not need to explain. You do not need to argue. You do not need to convince. God is your defender. Let him speak for you. And understand this. You are currently standing in the eye of a divine disruption. You are in the center of something sacred and shaking. On the outside, things may seem normal. But in the spirit, the winds are shifting and everything is about to be rearranged. This escalation is not designed to destroy you. It's designed to deliver you, to break the final chain, to unmask the hidden threat, to position you for the next level. Every storm that comes now is not to sink your ship. It's to expose the snakes on board. Archangel Michael declares, your radar must remain clean. Do not clutter it with distraction, doubt, or false comfort. You cannot afford to be spiritually numb. You cannot afford to ignore the signs. Stay in prayer. Stay under the covering. Fast if the Spirit leads you. Journal what you dream. Write down what you sense. Because you are not just hearing. You are being trained. Do not look to people for clarity. Look to the Spirit. Do not search for signs in the natural. Pay attention to what stirs your spirit. Because heaven is speaking, and those who hear now will be protected from what comes next. This is your warning, but it is also your protection. The trap set against you will be revealed before it is triggered. And when that moment comes, you will not stumble. You will stand. You will walk away covered, elevated, and divinely defended. Type I am protected in the comments if you receive this word. Lesson code 4411 is now encircling your path. Be still now. Be still in spirit. Be still in reaction. Be still in decision. Because stillness is no longer optional. It is your armor. The battle is not just around you. It is about you. And in this season, your greatest weapon is not your words, not your charisma, not your knowledge. It is your silence. Archangel Michael releases this protective decree. The more silent you are, the louder heaven fights. There are places you do not need to enter. There are responses you do not need to give. There are conversations that carry traps, not truth. And the moment you open your mouth out of frustration, you surrender your strategic position in the Spirit. Now is not the time to prove your innocence. Now is not the time to explain your side. Now is not the time to correct every misunderstanding. If they misjudge you, let them. If they assume, let them. For even Christ remained silent before Pilate. Silence is not weakness. Silence is sacred warfare. It is divine restraint. It is you choosing the wisdom of heaven over the urgency of flesh. You are in the middle of a holy testing ground, and the eyes of heaven are on your response. Not because God doubts you, but because He is training you. Training you to hear what others miss. Training you to see what others cannot perceive. And most of all, training you to act not from emotion but from alignment. Archangel Michael says, speak only when led. Pray always. Move only when instructed. The protection assigned to your life is not passive. It is activated through obedience. You cannot afford to speak prematurely. You cannot afford to reveal your spirit to those who are secretly assigned to misread you. There is a strategic assignment on your voice, so protect it. Conserve it. Use it only when the Holy Spirit gives you utterance. Let this be clear. You are not fighting alone. You never have been. Even when it felt like everyone disappeared. Even when you were misunderstood. Even when your prayers felt like whispers into a void. Angels were there. Archangel Michael stood watch. Your name was written on heavenly scrolls, surrounded by divine instructions and angelic protection. You are not defenseless. You are divinely shielded. And now heaven is saying to you, do not explain yourself. I will reveal for you. There will come a moment when what is hidden in others will be exposed, not by your hand, but by divine revelation. God will show the truth without your effort. He will speak in rooms you were not invited to. He will bring up your name in divine conversations, and your innocence will shine not because you fought for it, but because you trusted for it. Take refuge in spiritual stillness, because stillness is not idleness. Stillness is strategy. It is in the stillness that the winds change. It is in the stillness that heaven speaks. It is in the stillness that angels are released. Some of the loudest moves of God happen in the quietest rooms. You must choose the quiet now, so you can hear the instructions that carry your breakthrough. Let them talk. Let them speculate. Let them guess. Let you stay anchored. You stay rooted. You stay still. Because while they argue, heaven is aligning. While they assume, heaven is ascending on your behalf. And while they attempt to discredit you, heaven is preparing to promote you. Archangel Michael surrounds you even now. His wings block what you cannot see. His sword deflects what you do not know. And his presence stands as a divine wall, shielding your name, your calling, and your purpose. But this protection activates through obedience, not perfection. Obedience. You are being preserved, not because you fought, but because you yielded. You are being hidden, not in fear, but in fear. The hiding is holy. The silence is sacred. The stillness is where heaven works best. Now hear this. Speak blessings, not curses. Speak life, not defense. Your words are containers of spiritual power. Use them wisely. When tempted to lash out, speak a blessing instead. When tempted to correct someone's false perception, speak peace instead. You are walking in royal authority now. Act like it. Think like it. Respond like it. This is a divine refinement. You are learning how kings and queens of the spirit realm operate, not through shouting, but through strategy. Not through exposure, but through elevation. Heaven is setting you apart. Your silence will be misunderstood, but it will be rewarded. Your restraint will be tested, but it will be remembered. Let this final decree be written over your life. I will not explain. I will allow heaven to demonstrate. Type I am shielded in the comments if you are walking in the silence. Blessing code 1551 is now surrounding your household and heart. You are no longer in survival mode. You are no longer crawling through the ruins of betrayal, no longer gasping under the weight of rejection. Archangel Michael speaks now, not in warning, but in awakening. Hear him clearly. You are not a victim anymore. You are rising, and you are rising as one who has been fire-tested. Everything that was sent to break you became the very flames that forged you. Every lie became a lesson. Every delay became a divine sharpening. Every door that slammed became a stage for your supernatural development. You did not just survive, you transformed. You walked through the furnace, and instead of being consumed, you were commissioned. Let it be known in the heavens and in the earth. You have evolved. The version of you they knew is no longer the version standing in this hour. They knew your silence, but they did not see your surrender. They saw your pause, but they did not recognize the preparation. While they watched your stillness, heaven was watching your spirit ascend. You are not who they think you are anymore. You are more. Archangel Michael declares, you have become unrecognizable to hell. The enemy calculated based on who you were. But you've been upgraded in the spirit. You've grown in the shadows. You've leveled up in secret. And now, like the phoenix, you are rising from confusion into command. This rising is not external, it's internal. The authority you carry now cannot be revoked by anyone's opinion. They thought you were fragile, but heaven knew you were formidable. They misread your silence and defeat, but the silence was your training ground. God was building your wings not for escape, but for elevation. The storm that tried to bury you has actually taught you how to fly in it. You were built for the winds. You were born for the weight. And now, what once terrified you no longer intimidates you. The shadows that haunted your past have no power in your present. You've been refined. You've been remade. The spiritual authority you walk in now cannot be faked. It cannot be mimicked. It was earned in the hours you cried out in private, in the seasons where no one clapped, in the nights you battled thoughts and demons no one saw. But heaven saw. Archangel Michael saw. And God, in his mercy, recorded every tear. You are a carrier of divine resilience. This next version of you walks differently. You're not easily shaken. You don't panic when the winds shift. You listen more. You watch more. You move with the Spirit, not ahead of it. You've learned the rhythm of heaven, and now you're stepping into power not with noise, but with certainty. Archangel Michael speaks this over you now. You were born for divine command. Now walk in it. This is the shift. The spiritual gear has changed. You are not in hiding. You are in harnessing. You are not backing down. You are being backed up. There are angels surrounding you. There are spiritual reinforcements at your side. You walk with a cloud of witnesses behind you and the fire of heaven within you. You are no longer asking permission to be who God called you to be. You are no longer shrinking to fit into rooms that couldn't contain your assignment. You are no longer watering down the oil to be acceptable. You've been set apart, and you're beginning to accept it. This is not pride. This is prophetic awareness. You are aware of who you are now. You are aware of what you carry. You are aware of the territory you've been assigned. And from this day forward, you do not negotiate your identity for comfort. The fire made you. The silence shaped you. The trial taught you. And now, the shift empowers you. You will lead without seeking the spotlight. You will carry peace in chaotic environments. You will speak words that shift atmospheres. You will stand in rooms where demons tremble because of the authority resting on your life. And when others ask, "How did you survive it all?" you will simply say, "He kept me." You've been through the fire, but you do not smell like smoke. You've walked through warfare, but you came out with wisdom. You've stood in storms, but you've learned to speak to them. Now rise. Rise in boldness. Rise in discernment. Rise in full authority. Because heaven is unlocking your strength before the world even sees it. And when they do, they will know. This power didn't come from platforms, it came from process. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if this resonates in your soul. Blessing code 1313 is now fueling your next season. This trial was never punishment. It was always preparation. You weren't being delayed, you were being developed. And now, at the appointed hour, Archangel Michael unveils the mystery behind it all. This trial is the unlocking. Yes, this pressure, this disruption, this moment of stretching is the final key turning in the lock of your next level. Listen carefully. The door you've been praying for is not just opening. It's demanding a new version of you to step through it. God had been aligning heaven and earth, positioning the invisible, preparing hearts, opening divine pathways. And the friction you've been feeling is the tension of transition, a holy ache before a heavenly activation. You are standing on the edge of the unexpected. And Archangel Michael declares, you were never forgotten. You were being formally announced in the spirit realm. The delays were not denials. The silence was not absence. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was prophetic positioning. It was God holding your blessing until your character could carry it, until your spiritual weight could match your supernatural assignment, until your voice had been tested, not just heard, until your discernment had been sharpened, not just gifted. This is the moment heaven hath been preparing you for. Your name, yes, your name, hath been spoken in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. Your name has been whispered in heavenly courts. Your identity has been confirmed in the Spirit long before the world ever noticed your existence. And now, the atmosphere shifts. Now, the veil lifts. Now, the curtain opens. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven knows your name, and the earth is about to recognize your presence." This is not an elevation for popularity. This is a rise for divine purpose. You are being positioned not to be seen, but to shift others. You carry an anointing that does not entertain. It breaks chains. Your authority is not for ego. It is for exodus. You are being sent into environments that need healing, breakthrough, and clarity, and you will bring all three. You cried, and heaven listened. You wept in the silence, and your tears watered the roots of your next promotion. Every groan became a seed. Every sleepless night became a blueprint. Every battle became your preparation for prophetic demonstration. You are no longer asking for confirmation. You are no longer questioning your place. Because now, heaven declares over you, you are known here. Yes, you are known in heaven. Not because of fame, but because of your faithfulness. Not because of applause, but because of your alignment. You are known not for how loudly you move in, but for how deeply you obeyed. And that obedience has caught the attention of divine beings. You are on assignment now. And everything that tried to confuse you was a failed distraction. It could not stop what was written. Archangel Michael says, "The scrolls have been opened, and your next season has been released." Let this truth settle deep in your spirit. Your name is written in sacred books. Not the books of man, the books of purpose, the books of prophecy, the books of divine legacy. What God has written about you cannot be edited by your enemies. It cannot be erased by your mistakes. It cannot be delayed by human opinion. You were called to stand in places where others collapsed. You were appointed to rise where others fell. And what you're about to walk into is the very thing your warfare was sent to keep you from. But it's too late now. The enemy is already defeated. The gates have already opened, and you are already walking into it. This is the moment of divine recognition. Heaven is confirming your calling. Angels are aligning around your journey. Doors that were shut by men are being forced open by the hand of God. And those who watched your pain will be witnesses to your rise. You are not rising alone. You are being escorted, protected, positioned, promoted, not by accident, not by human intervention, but by divine orchestration. Now declare it. I was not being punished. I was being prepared for elevation. Walk with your head high, not with pride, but with prophetic awareness. The weight you carried was never wasted. The silence you endured was never empty. It was all sacred. It was all counted. And now, it will all be rewarded. If this message is confirming something deep in your soul, consider blessing this channel through a super thanks offering. Even $5 or $10 makes a difference. Every act of support fuels more messages just like this. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. New prophetic insights, exclusive teachings, and spiritual activations are waiting for you every week. Type "I am seen in heaven" in the comments to confirm this word. Blessing code 818 has just been released into your timeline. It is time to speak. The silence that protected you must now give way to the sound that will unlock your future. Archangel Michael stands at the gate of transition, and his voice thunders through the realms. You must speak. You must declare. You must activate your destiny through obedience. This is not about hype. This is about heavenly alignment. And alignment demands movement. Yes, movement of the feet, a movement of the spirit, movement of the mouth, movement of the mindset. This is not a season for passive belief. It is a season for prophetic declarations. Heaven is not waiting for your perfection. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Say it aloud, wherever you are. I am ready for the unexpected shift. When you speak this, you are not just saying words. You are authorizing angelic movement. You are signing heaven's contract with your vocal agreement. You are loosing what has been locked and breaking what has been binding. Every time your voice comes into agreement with divine timing, something moves in the spirit realm. This is your initiation, your transition, your prophetic moment of activation. You have stood at the threshold long enough. You have danced around your assignment long enough. You have pondered, analyzed, prayed, and waited. But now the trumpet sounds from the throne of God. It is time to enter. It is time to say yes. Archangel Michael releases this command. Heaven has already shifted. Now the earth is waiting for your response. The opportunity is not the same tomorrow. The window is now. The gate that has opened in the spirit does not remain open forever. It is an appointed window, and your destiny is on the other side of it. The fear that once paralyzed you must now become fuel. The hesitation must now become holy courage. God is not requiring that you understand every detail. He is requiring that you move in faith. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is the decision to go forward even while fear trembles beside you. This is the hour where obedience must outrun overthinking. You must decide that alignment is more important than comfort. Declare it now, not later. Don't wait for another sign. Don't wait for another confirmation. You've already heard too much. You've already seen too much. You've already sensed the Holy Spirit nudging your soul. What else do you need before you say yes? Say it in your room. Say it in your car. Say it under your breath. Say it with fire in your heart. I am ready for the unexpected shift. This is how destiny moves. Not when doors open, but when your mouth declares that you will walk through them. The enemy isn't afraid of your anointing. He's afraid you'll own it. And today, when you declare your readiness, you dismantle every stronghold that was banking on your silence. There's something that's been waiting for your agreement, a provision, a person, a platform, a prophetic assignment. But it could not move until you spoke. This is the divine law of partnership. God sends, but you must speak. God positions, but you must respond. God opens, but you must enter. Archangel Michael whispers this mystery. The spirit realm responds to sound. Not just any sound, anointed sound. Sound birthed in faith. Sound birthed in surrender. Sound that vibrates with the frequency of divine order. When your mouth aligns with your calling, your environment begins to shift. Atmospheres begin to obey. Doors begin to open. Chains begin to fall. And this happens not when you plan, but when you declare. Stop waiting for the world to validate what heaven has already written. Stop waiting for comfort before you commit. The move you're about to make will not feel safe, but it will be sacred. You may feel underqualified, under-resourced, underappreciated, but that's exactly how God gets glory. He chooses the unexpected to fulfill the unstoppable. Your obedience today is the sound that opens your tomorrow. And yes, the shift will be unexpected. It will come at an hour you didn't plan. It will knock when you're still unsure. It will ask you to move when you feel most unprepared. But it is divinely orchestrated. And if you say yes, everything begins to change. So now speak. Speak with conviction. Speak with holy courage. Speak with fire in your voice. Because this moment will be recorded in the heavens as the moment your destiny was unlocked. Archangel Michael seals this truth. Your next does not begin when things change. It begins when you speak. Say yes, and see heaven move. Type ISAYYES in the comments to activate your destiny. Blessing code 7777 is releasing divine movement over your next 7 days. There is a trade taking place, one that no human eye can see, one that no earthly hand can interrupt. While the world sleeps, while the doubters mock, while the deceivers plot, heaven has entered the exchange room. And your name is on the altar. Your pain is on the altar. Your tears, your obedience, your sacrifices, they are not forgotten. They are being weighed in the balance of heaven. Archangel Michael steps forward with fierce assurance. You have not lost anything. Everything is being silently returned in divine exchange. This is not superstition. This is spiritual transaction. A supernatural reversal. In the very places you were stripped, you are being restored. In the very areas you were mocked, you are being magnified. And in the very hour where you feel most uncertain, the Spirit of God is making eternal negotiations on your behalf. Heaven is doing what you cannot. There are deals being struck in the spirit realm. While you were sleeping, angels were dispatched. Conversations were held. Agreements were made in dimensions beyond time. And what was once withheld is now on the move. Your inheritance is not lost. It is in transit. You felt the tension, the strange anxiety with no origin, the heaviness in your spirit that didn't match your surroundings. That was not mood. That was not chemical imbalance. That was not coincidence. It was your spirit bearing witness to the spiritual activity around your destiny. Michael whispers, you felt anxious because your spirit saw what your eyes couldn't. When your spirit knows elevation is near, the natural mind will wrestle. The enemy sends a counterfeit anxiety to distract you from divine access. But now you must understand, your breakthrough was never far. It was negotiating its terms. And God refused to let it fall into enemy hands. Right now, the angels assigned to your life are wrestling in the spirit realm for what belongs to you. They are reclaiming ground. They are gathering fragments. They are rerouting stolen opportunities. They are restoring peace. And this exchange requires your stillness, your faith, your refusal to give up just before the manifestation arrives. What was stolen from you, time, joy, relationships, platforms, opportunities, is being exchanged. Not replaced with a copy, not substituted with a lesser thing, but returned with interest. You cried for restoration, but heaven is orchestrating recompense. This is not simply a return. This is a spiritual repayment. Michael proclaims, the enemy didn't realize the exchange clause. What he touched, God is now multiplying. You must catch this. While they laughed at your struggle, God was building your throne. While they walked away thinking they won, heaven was documenting every detail. And now comes the silent exchange. No lightning, no thunder, just divine order being reestablished. Just angelic hands rearranging the pieces in your favor. Your name is echoing in rooms of legacy now. Ancestors who walked in faith, who died believing, who fought spiritual battles you never saw. They are interceding in glory. They are watching you, praying for you, rejoicing over the vindication of your bloodline. They see the exchange happening in real time. You are the fulfillment of what they carried in secret. This moment is sacred. The enemy hoped to distract you so you'd miss this moment of realignment. He sent confusion, fatigue, and emotional sabotage, not because you're weak, but because he saw what you didn't. The heavenly exchange table was set, and your name was written on it. Archangel Michael stands as your defender, your warrior, your witness. And he declares over you, while they mock, heaven moves. While you cry, heaven builds. While you rest, heaven restores. You don't need to force it. You don't need to fight for it. You don't need to explain why you're chosen. The exchange doesn't need your explanation. It requires your alignment. Remain position. Remain faithful. Because what is being traded now will change everything. Heaven is not returning to you what was lost in its original form. It's returning to you what was upgraded through fire. And this blessing will come in a way that makes no sense. People will look and say, how did this happen? And your answer will be, I didn't do it, heaven did. So now, be silent. Let the exchange complete. Let God finish what he started. The angels are moving swiftly. The agreements are being sealed. And the next 48 hours will carry signs in the natural of what has already been secured in the spirit. Type I receive the exchange in the comments if this word was for you. Blessing code 2424 is now releasing divine restoration and generational recompense over your life. The tables are turning, not solely, not subtly, but supernaturally. Heaven has issued its decree, and the balance of spiritual power is shifting in your favor. You have been quiet long enough. You have been humble in silence, dignified in betrayal, obedient in suffering. And now, as heaven opens the books, justice is being activated from the throne of the Almighty. Archangel Michael steps forward as heaven's enforcer, sword unsheathed, voice like thunder, decree written in fire across the heavens. What they plotted in private will be reversed publicly. This is not a maybe. This is not a hope. This is a divine reversal, and it is happening now. What they whispered in corners will be echoed back as testimony in courts of clarity. What was done in the dark is coming into the light, not for your embarrassment, but for their exposure. Because you did not retaliate, heaven has decided to respond for you. Hear this. God is not delayed. He is deliberate. He is not slow. He is strategic. What looked like a delay was really a divine setup. He let the enemy think he won. He allowed the mocking to get louder. He allowed the lies to spread wider. He allowed the manipulation to reach further, because the greater the attack, the greater the reversal. And now comes the verdict. Justice has already begun in the spiritual courtrooms above. Heaven has ruled in your favor. And when God rules, no man, no demon, no circumstance can appeal the decision. The accuser has been silenced. The false narrative hath been dismantled. The records have been corrected in the unseen. And you are stepping into a season where heaven will make sure everyone sees what really happened. You will not have to defend your name. God himself is defending it. And when God defends, he doesn't just clear your reputation. He exalts your position. You will be honored where you were dishonored. You will be favored where you were forgotten. You will be celebrated in the very place you were misjudged. The word of the Lord is alive. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and it is active. This vengeance is not rooted in wrath. It is rooted in righteousness. It is justice born from mercy. It is heaven saying, I saw what they did. I heard what they said. I recorded what they tried. And now I will show them what I do with my beloved. For every tear, there is a restoration. For every betrayal, there is an increase. For every delay, there is a multiplied acceleration. What was blocked is now being blessed. What was hidden is now being highlighted. What was stolen is now being returned with interest. Restoration will come disguised as unexpected favor and peace. You won't even have to chase it. It will find you. It will locate you. It will overflow into areas you didn't know were broken. This favor will shock the onlookers. It will confuse the critics. It will humble the haters. And all of it will be delivered by the very hand of God. Michael declares with fire, you will watch reversal happen while standing in divine calm. You won't need to be anxious. You won't need to retaliate. All you will need is obedience and faith. God is preparing a table for you, not in secret, but in the presence of those who counted you out. And as you feast, you will not gloat. You will not boast. You will glorify God, for it was never your might, never your strategy. It was always His divine justice. This is your harvest, not the harvest of ambition, the harvest of obedience. You sowed integrity. You sowed prayer. You sowed humility. Now heaven is reaping it into vindication, into peace, into powerful reversal. Let the enemy tremble. Let the accusers choke on their own assumptions. Because heaven has spoken, and when heaven speaks, the earth must obey. Prepare yourself. The next few days will bring evidence. Watch the ones who tried to defame you suddenly fall silent. Watch as new doors swing open without your effort. Watch as favor locates you where effort once failed you. This is not the reward of the proud. This is the recompense of the righteous. Archangel Michael surrounds you now in divine justice. Your steps are guarded. Your name is honored. Your rise is unstoppable. If this word affirms what you've been sensing in your spirit, and you want to help us keep delivering these prophetic messages, consider giving a super thanks. Contributions of $20 go a long way in making this work possible. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe if you've been blessed today. We're releasing new spiritual insight, prophetic instruction, and divine guidance each week to equip and strengthen you. Type I receive divine justice in the comments to seal this word. Blessing code 1010 is now unlocking full reversal and restoration over your life. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You have been divinely timed, divinely tracked, and divinely chosen. Archangel Michael speaks now, not with warning but with blessing, not with a sword but with a seal. Heaven is placing its signature on your obedience. The ink is fresh. The scroll is complete. You have passed through the fire, and now you are being marked for your next assignment in glory. Listen carefully, because these are not empty words. These are final affirmations, written not by man, but by the Spirit of the living God. Spoken through Michael, the captain of heaven's army. These are decrees that heaven is releasing to rest over you, like a cloud of divine certainty that cannot be shaken. You are seen. You were never invisible to the Father. Every tear, every battle, every late night, every unspoken prayer, you watched it all. Even when people overlooked you, misunderstood you, dismissed you, heaven recorded everything. You were never alone. You were never forgotten. You were seen through the veil. You are sealed. You've been sealed with purpose, sealed with divine identification, sealed with the oil of the Most High. This seal is unbreakable. The enemy can't revoke it. People can't remove it. Mistakes can't undo it. This seal says, belonging to heaven, untouchable by hell. This is your spiritual stamp, a holy declaration that you are assigned, covered, and claimed by the Most High God. You are sent. You've been prepared in secret so that you can be released in power. You are not entering this next season for survival. You are entering it for impact. You are being sent into environments where your very presence will bring deliverance. You are being sent into rooms where your words will carry healing. You are being sent into places where your discernment will expose hidden agendas. You are no longer walking for yourself. You are walking on divine assignment. The blessing over your life is not just about you. It's for your children, for your bloodline, for the ones connected to your voice, for the ones who will come into the light because you chose not to break. You chose not to quit. You chose not to shrink. And because of that, heaven honors you now with the blessing of generational reversal. Michael speaks these final words, and they echo like thunder into the soul. You are seen, sealed, and sent. Now walk boldly. Walk boldly into the boardroom. Walk boldly into the courtroom. Walk boldly into the pulpit. Walk boldly into the platform. Walk boldly into the wilderness. Walk boldly into the next room God opens. Because your steps are ordered. Your identity is confirmed. Your future is not fragile. It is fortified by faith. Do not hesitate. Do not shrink. Do not ask for the approval of man when the anointing of heaven already rests upon you. Walk like one who carries oil. Speak like one who carries divine authority. Rest like one who has already won. Because this is not just a blessing, it is your new nature. Heaven is backing you. Angels are guarding you. Favor is tracking you. Destiny is pulling you. Your life is no longer random. It is prophetically mapped. Every step you take from this moment forward will echo through eternity. You are a leader of revival, a carrier of generational breakthrough, a weapon forged by faith, loosed by obedience, and guided by glory. So this is the final seal. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May his presence go before you and his peace surround you. May you walk in doors no man can shut. May you hear the voice of God more clearly than ever before. And may the blessing of Archangel Michael, strength, clarity, and divine protection go with you wherever you go. Type "I am walking boldly" in the comments to close this prophetic session. Blessing code 3030 has sealed your name into heaven's momentum. Stay covered. Stay alert. Stay anointed. This concludes the full prophetic script titled Archangel Michael's Urgent Message for June 3rd. Prepare for the unexpected. Watch now or skip at your own risk.